The map depicts data about European nations. Finland, Sweden, Norway, and Denmark are all visible at the image's top, as is the color emerald, which may be distinguished from the purple of Sweden. We can see Germany, Poland, Austria, and Hungary in the center of the photo, and the colors are khaki, yellow, and orange, respectively. Looking down, we see Italy in pink and Greece in olive green, as well as Portugal, red, and Spain, olive green. The graph, in conclusion, is quite useful and insightful. Here is a bar graph showing how much water was used in England's homes in 2004. The bathroom used 28% of the water, followed by the garden at 27%. 10% was utilized in the kitchen and 15% in the bathroom. In terms of water use, the bathroom used the most and the kitchen used the least. The graph below depicts the annual number of Australian animals killed as a result of natural causes. The graph shows that horses and donkeys are the most common, with a total of roughly 9. The graph clearly shows that fish, sheep, and goats, among others, have the second highest number, which is 4.6. In emu or ostrich, the least number can be discovered, which is 0.6, according to the graph. It's easy to observe that the number of cows and bulls is approximately 4. We can tell that the number is somewhere around 3 when we look at the dog. The bee's number is somewhere around 2. Finally, this graph provides data on animal fatalities. Plan of a library as seen in the image above. Male and female restrooms are located adjacent to the elevator outside the library. In addition, there's a nearby walks through. There are 5 main divisions inside the library. There are 2 parts with the most content, Section 3 and Section 4, and Section 1. All in all, the design of this library might serve as an architect's rendering of a future institution. There are 4 categories of media advertising that are compared in terms of cost, which is assessed in US dollars. At $257 in 2030, internet advertising is estimated to be the highest, while TV advertising is predicted to be at around $55. As a whole, the cost of all media is expected to fluctuate greatly in the future, with the internet costing the most and TV the least. Data about the most popular smartphone brands in Australia can be seen on the graph. We can observe from the graph that Apple has the highest percentage of the total in 2009, with 55%. LG has the smallest percentage, 10%. On the graph, we can clearly see that Samsung holds a 42% share of the smartphone market in 2019. In Google, the smallest percentage is 10%. With Apple in 2019, we can observe that the percentage is 33%. Data about popular mobile phone brands may be found in this graph. A one-bedroom flat is seen in this illustration. The unit is 5.40 x 6.80 m in size. The bathroom is on the right, and the kitchen is on the left, as you enter. You'll discover a huge living area on the right and a bedroom on the left as you continue into the apartment. This image could be used to promote a product or service to potential customers or tenants. Data about the most popular smartphone brands in Australia can be seen on the graph. We can observe from the graph that Apple has the highest percentage of the total in 2009, with 55%. LG has the smallest percentage, 10%. On the graph, we can clearly see that Samsung holds a 42% share of the smartphone market in 2019. In Google, the smallest percentage is 10%. With Apple in 2019, we can observe that the percentage is 33%. Data about popular mobile phone brands may be found in this graph. This procedure demonstrates the use of water to generate power at a hydroelectric dam. The reservoir's water first enters the dam's water intake. There is a penstock from which water is then drawn. A water-powered turbine sits at the other end of the penstock. An electric generator is attached to the turbine, and the electricity generated is sent to nearby buildings and homes through long-distance power lines. Finally, the water exits the turbine and enters the river. Using a hydroelectric dam to generate energy involves a number of phases, from reservoir water through transmission lines. The graph depicts how frequently Americans eat at fast food establishments. For example, when we look at July 2003, we can clearly see that roughly 30% of people are found in the once-a-week category and about 5% of people are located in the daily category. On the graph, it is evident that the biggest number can be found in once or twice a month, which is about 30%, and the smallest number can be found in every day, which is around 5%. This graph indicates that 1 in 5 Americans consume fast food on a regular basis. How to get complete health is depicted in this artwork. The 3 pillars of a healthy lifestyle are diet and nutrition, physical fitness, and stress reduction and relaxation. Motivation, positive change, and health and well-being are all attributes that can help you achieve these ideals of perfect health. Attaining 100% health requires focusing on 3 main areas. Three alternative meanders or loops with a water path are depicted in the illustration. The water runs through the meander in the first image, but the narrow neck of the meander begins to disintegrate owing to the power of the water. The next graphic depicts the progress of depositions in the narrow neck of the meander. The water is now rushing quickly via the fastest course, virtually cutting the small necks of the meander. The final photograph indicates that the meander has been entirely severed, and the water is flowing smoothly via the new, shorter and faster course. We can deduce that water has discovered a way around the meander on its own. China's power generation by type is shown in billion kilowatt-hours on this graph from 1994 to 2004. Conventional thermal electricity generated in 1994 was roughly 750 billion kilowatt-hours, which quadrupled in 2004 to around 1,500 billion kilowatt-hours of electricity. In 1994, hydroelectric power generated 150 billion kilowatt-hours, which increased to 400 billion kilowatt-hours in 2004. From 1994 to 2004, the generation of both conventional thermal electricity and hydroelectric electricity grew significantly. The scene depicted is a seascape. We can clearly see a ship in the middle of the ocean in the photo. After that, there are a variety of marine life forms to be found, including dolphins, tropical fish, whales, and sharks. The whale is the picture's largest animal. At the bottom of the photo, we can spot some submerged vegetation. Finally, the image offers information on the precise sizes of marine life. Singapore may be seen on the map. Maps show Singapore's proximity to Malaysia and Indonesia, as well as to other nations. With its tropical environment, it is a nation-island city-state near the southernmost tip of Malay Peninsula. Between the island of Singapore and Indonesia, there are two major waterways, the Singapore Strait and the Main Strait. Finally, the map shows exactly where Singapore Island is located. The trends in urban female education have been quite unsettling over the last decade. The number of illiterate females declined from 442 in the year 1999 to 2000 to 373 in the year 2004-05. It further declined to 298 in the year 2009 to 10. The number of females who had completed primary education was 174 in 1999 to 2000, which increased to 203 in 2004-05, which again declined to 193 in 2009 to 10. However, the number of females who completed secondary education successfully continues to increase from 281 to 305 and then to 382 in the years 1999 to 2000, 2004-05 and 2009 to 10 respectively. This graph shows the growth of the population in Canada from 1978 to 2009. It is taken from the website About Statistics in Canada. There are 3 graphs in the chart. The green graph shows the total growth of the population, the black one deals with the migrated people in Canada, and the blue graph shows the natural increase of the population. In 1988-89 there was an enormous growth. In the following years the total growth went down to about 250,000 in 1998-99. From that time on the Canadian population has been gradually growing again, although the natural increase slows down. So we can say that the growth of the population in Canada is based on migration. An overhead view of a coastal town is seen in the photo. A white sand beach with a few palm trees and a few boats can be seen on the left side of the photograph, which has been halved. On the right, you will see a collection of residences and flats in what appears to be an affluent area, complete with multiple swimming pools and modern architecture. As if it were somewhere in Florida or the Bahamas, this place is warm and sunny. Compared to 2009, which had the lowest average temperature of any of the years shown, 2015 saw an increase in average temperature of 85 degrees Celsius over the previous year. Overall, 2015 was the hottest year on record, with each of the 12 months breaking previous records for heat. Students who worked between the ages of 14 and 18 are depicted in this bar graph. In the 14-year-old age group, 24 kids did not work, while only one student did. A total of 14 pupils in the 16-year-old age group opted out of working, while 11 kids did. 3 students in the 18-year-old age group were unemployed, while 22 students were employed. Overall, the number of pupils who worked grew as they grew older.